Mikami-kun, you've left dust here.
I'm Satoshi Mikami. I'm in my second year in high school. This person, who's complaining about how I didn't clean up properly, is Hina Sakaguchi. People say that she's the cutest girl in our school. Why would you care about such a tiny amount?
It's your duty to clean everything up. You need to be more accountable.
Nobody would even notice the little amount of dust she was complaining about. Sakaguchi-san was known to be the quiet, perfectionist type.
Hey, Mikami, does Sakaguchi-san dislike you or something? She sure is strict towards everyone, but isn't she a little extra harsh on you?
Exactly. I was thinking the same. I also was feeling that she had something against me, but I can't recall doing anything to make her feel that way. She was often stricter towards me compared to other people. It seemed like she was going out of her way to find something to complain about.
Hey, you guys, stop talking and get back to cleaning.
Okay, calm down. I wanted to tell her to get to work instead of complaining about this, but I thought she would fire back even stronger, so I just did as I was told. On the next day, I was up late last night, so I slept longer than usual. I was almost late for class.
You're pretty late today. Can't you come earlier?
Doesn't matter, as long as I make it in time.
You're already in your second year in high school. If you keep coming to class like that, the younger kids are gonna copy you.
Nobody even cares about me except you. You don't have to be so harsh on me. I'm not even late.
I'm telling you, you're not gonna make it on time one of these days, as long as you keep thinking that way.
It was just a coincidence today. I'll be careful from now on, okay? She seemed to have forgiven me and walked away. I really didn't get it why she had to complain about such trivial things. That's a tough way to start the day. Yeah, it is. Recently, I felt like she was complaining about things that didn't even matter at all. At lunchtime,
Mikami-kun, are you eating a sandwich from the school store again?
I was enjoying my lunch. Yet again, Sakaguchi-san came over to bother me. Am I not even allowed to choose what I eat for lunch?
You could be having trouble getting up in the morning because you aren't getting enough nutrients. Now you got me worried about what you eat at home on a daily basis.
And I think that's none of your business. Although, it is true that my parents are gone for a while because of work, so I may not be eating perfectly healthy.
I knew it. Do you cook for yourself?
Not really. Why do you even care, Sakaguchi-san?
I know it's none of my business, but I just can't stand people who are lazy.
That's unfair.
If you don't want me to bother you, you better live a proper and healthy life.
She didn't hold back anything. She said what she wanted to and walked away. Now I'm convinced that she doesn't really care what it is. She just complains about anything just for the sake of it. I even felt that she could have some malicious intent for complaining about my private life. After class, on my way home, I walked into a convenience store to get some food for dinner. As I was looking around the bento box area, someone began talking to me from behind.
Are you checking out the bento boxes? Are you thinking of eating one of those for your dinner today?
Sakaguchi-san! Why are you here?
That's irrelevant. Anyways, don't you think you should cook something yourself?
Isn't that even more irrelevant for you?
I already told you I can't stand it when people are being lazy. Is that the kind of stuff you always eat when nobody's there to cook for you?
Why not? Don't cause any trouble on someone just by eating unhealthy things.
You're causing me to stress out. I'm not saying you should never eat ready-made food. I'm just saying that it's unhealthy to eat that kind of stuff every day.
Why do you care so much about me? Can't you just leave me alone?
Nope, it's not good to be making easy choices all the time. I'm going to fix your attitude on life.
Huh? Wait! Sakaguchi-san grabbed my arm and pulled me out of the convenience store. I didn't understand what was going on as she brought me over to the supermarket. At home.
Do you even clean up?
Oh my god. After we got groceries from the store, Sakaguchi-san said that she was going to teach me how to cook. I thought it had to be a prank or something.
Didn't you tell me that your parents left 2 weeks ago? I hope you used the vacuum cleaner at least one time since they left.
No, I haven't.
Wow, I'm at a loss for words. You rely too much on your mother.
I'm not gonna deny that, but it's just how my family works. It's got nothing to do with you.
And I came here to fix that. Think of it as doing something good for your parents. You have to clean this up.
All right, I will. I didn't like the way she was bossing me around. But she did have a point that I was relying too much on my parents, so I didn't complain much. I probably should have been helping out with the house chores a lot more. I'll take that into consideration from now on. Sakaguchi-san kept staring at me as I vacuumed all the rooms. I thought she was going to find something to complain about, but she didn't say anything. I was cleaning up properly, so she probably had nothing to complain about. Sakaguchi-san seems to have the wrong idea. I'm going to show her that I can get things done if I put a little bit of effort. Sakaguchi-san must think that I can't do anything at home. But that's not true. It's not that I can't, it's that I don't. She wouldn't believe me if I told her, so I decided to prove her wrong by showing her. Sakaguchi-san, you told me you're going to teach me how to cook, right? Well, there's no need for that. You can just sit back and make yourself at home while I cook you some food.
Can you cook, Mikami-kun?
I'm not bad at it. Leave it up to me. I decided to cook dinner without any of her help. I didn't cook often, but occasionally I would prepare my own dinner for myself. She said she was going to teach me how to cook Japanese-style fried vegetables. Well, that's one of my best dishes. Here you are.
Wow, you actually can cook.
Sakaguchi-san looked surprised at my dish. She considered me as a lazy guy who wasn't able to do anything around the house, so her reaction was pretty obvious. She came here to teach me how to cook, but now she knows that there's no need to.
This tastes so good. Why didn't you tell me that you were a good cook? There was no point of me coming here.
Would you believe me if I told you so? Sakaguchi-san was at a loss for words. She was always looking for an opportunity to nag me, so there was no way she would have believed me.
Sorry, I must have had the wrong idea about you.
Thanks for admitting that. But I do slack off a lot, so you weren't totally wrong after all. Procrastinating when it comes to cleaning up and cooking and that kind of stuff. But now, I think I should work harder.
But I've been causing you trouble for no reason.
I also thought so in the beginning, but you ended up giving me the opportunity to look back on my actions and realize that I relied too much on my parents. I'll start doing the house chores by myself from now on.
I'm happy to hear that I was able to help you.
Yes, but you were a little too harsh on me sometimes. But everything you said ended up helping me. Now, I can genuinely appreciate Sakaguchi-san's opinion. Thanks to her, I was able to make up my mind to better myself. When we finished eating, I was lashing rain outside. Sakaguchi-san asked me if she could stay a little while until the rain calms down a little. So now, we're spending a little extra time together. Sakaguchi-san, you're pretty good at playing games.
Is that a surprise?
I thought you were the type of person who doesn't play games. Sakaguchi-san requested to play a video game, so we decided to kill time by playing a puzzle game. She happened to have the same game at home, so it was an equal match.
What kind of impression did you have?
Well, you always take things seriously and are pretty strict, so I thought you wouldn't be spending much time having fun.
That's not true. I enjoy my time outside of school. I also like listening to popular music.
Is that so? Well, I only listen to foreign music, so I couldn't tell you what's popular nowadays.
Are your English grades so good because you listen to a lot of English songs?
That's definitely one of the reasons. Initially, I just liked the different kinds of melodies, but I gradually began to get interested in the lyrics and started to study English harder.
It's great to have a hobby that complements your studies. I find English hard, so I'm jealous.
You find it hard? I always thought you were good at everything, because you're always at the top of the class.
I'm at the top of the class because I put in a lot of effort before the exams. It's not that I'm super smart.
Well, you still get high scores, so you have to be really smart. Sakaguchi-san and I went on talking about a lot of things from school to hobbies. It was the first time for me to have a proper conversation with her. It felt quite refreshing to see a new side of her. Sakaguchi-san, it's getting pretty dark outside, but shouldn't you be going home? We were so focused on our conversation, it had become very late. It was still raining heavily outside, but it could keep on raining like that until midnight if we just kept waiting.
Mikami-kun, can I stay for the night?
What? You know that I'm the only one here tonight, right?
Are you telling me to walk home in the dark when the weather is so bad?
It can't be helped.
You're such a cold person, kicking out a girl from your house like that when it's rain and thunder outside.
Am I wrong? I just thought you should go home because it's not impossible to.
You want to kick me out so badly, don't you?
I'm not talking about kicking you out. I'm talking about getting you home safely.
So you're not worried about me?
I am worried about you. But I don't think a young girl like you should be staying at a guy's place without any parents around.
What's the problem about that?
I mean, don't you feel any sort of anxiousness?
Why would I?
Why? I wasn't intending on doing anything to her, so she was right that there was no problem. And her safety wouldn't be guaranteed if she went home in the rain while it was so dark outside. All right then. If you're fine with it, you can spend the night here.
Thanks, that helps.
I don't know if it's that she trusts me or she just doesn't consider me as a grown man. But she seemed to have no problem spending the night with me. My mom's room was empty, so I decided she could stay there. Wait, why is my heart pounding? Sakaguchi-san said she would like to go into the bath, so I handed her my mom's pajamas and let her go in first. I hadn't thought this through enough. Now that the girl is taking a bath at my home, I realize how absurd the situation was. The only reason she's staying here is because she wasn't able to go home, and that's it. It was true that we became a little closer, but Sakaguchi-san is just another classmate. She was always so strict against me, so there's no way she would have any special feelings for me.
Thanks for the bath.
I was stunned at Sakaguchi-san when she came back to the room. She looked even sexier when she came out of the bath. No wonder everyone calls her the cutest girl in our school.
Mikami-kun, is something wrong?
No, nothing. I'll be taking a bath now. See you later. I tried to hide that I was attracted to her and quickly left the room. Okay, Sakaguchi-san, you use this room. When I came out of the bath, I brought her to my mom's room. At this point, I had regained my calmness.
Mikami-kun, thanks for letting me stay, even though it was so sudden. Good night.
Yeah, good night. Sakaguchi-san was her usual self. I hope that she would feel at least a little something, but I guess it's all the best that she can go to bed feeling safe. I woke up during midnight and felt something on my arm. What? I looked to my side and found Sakaguchi-san sleeping right beside me. She was holding my arm and was fast asleep. I was in a panic. Did she sleepwalk over here? No, that's impossible. Does that mean she came here on purpose? Why would she? Because I moved my body, Sakaguchi-san woke up. Our eyes met. What are you doing, Sakaguchi-san?
Mikami-kun, why didn't you come over to my room?
Huh? Sakaguchi-san's voice was so calm. I was about to think that I was the one who was out of my mind.
A girl is staying at your place when your parents aren't around? Wasn't it obvious what you were supposed to do? I was waiting for you the whole time.
No, that wasn't the reason I let you stay here.
Why can't you realize my feelings? I had to muster up a lot of courage to ask you if I could sleep over.
I thought you wanted to stay because it was dangerous to go home in the rain.
Whatever the reason is, I would never stay at a guy's place if I didn't like him. You're so dense.
So, you like me?
Too late. I was waiting for the whole time for you to make a move on me, but I had to come myself. I couldn't believe when I saw you were fast asleep.
Her confession was a big surprise for me. Until just a few hours ago, she was complaining about how lazy I was. And now, she's in my bed. It was hard for me to take everything in. But why so suddenly? You were always strict towards me. I thought you hated me.
I never disliked you. I had a crush on you even before we ever talked for the first time.
The first time she came over to talk to me was when our second year began. We were in different classes in our first year, but I knew Sakaguchi-san because she was famous. The first time she talked to me was also a complaint.
Mikami-kun, last year when I was going home after class, I saw you helping out a foreigner who was lost. I thought it was cool that you were able to help people out so effortlessly, even when they don't speak Japanese. I saw you were wearing your school uniform, so I knew you were a student here. And ever since then, I was trying to find you at school.
I remembered that incident. I saw a person who didn't know what to do when a foreigner began talking to them in English. So I went over to give some help. I never thought that you liked me for such a long time. But if that's the case, I would have liked you to be a little more kind to me. That way, I would have been able to realize her true feelings and understand today's situation better. Sakaguchi-san must have been acting like that because she felt shy or embarrassed. And as the person on the receiving end of all those complaints, it was hard to switch my emotions just like that.
Are you angry?
I'm not angry. I'm just a little confused. Can I have some time to think about this? I used to try and stay away from her as much as possible because she kept on nagging me about things. But after spending a whole day with her, the impression I had of her changed. Now I owe her for teaching me how to become a better person. But I still need a little more time to consider if this was love or not.
All right. I'll be waiting for your answer.
Sakaguchi-san understood how I felt, and she went back to her room. I was surprised when she came into my bed, but we ended up sleeping in our own beds. Next morning, when I came downstairs, I found Sakaguchi-san had prepared breakfast for us both.
Morning, Mikami-kun.
Morning. So, you prepared breakfast for us? She always had a firm expression on her face, but today, she seemed to be a little looser.
I enjoy doing things for my crush. In fact, I wouldn't mind actually moving in here and living with you.
Isn't it a little too fast to do that?
Too fast? Which means someday I can?
I'll think about it. Sakaguchi-san's attitude towards me changed. Now she has a smile on her face. As long as she's open about her true emotions, I'll be able to take her seriously. In fact, it probably won't take much time until we start a relationship.